Welcome back to the channel, episode 25. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Quarter of a century in for episodes already. 25 in, flown in. And a big thank you to you all, because I just noticed yesterday we're over at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you very much. And if this is your first time watching, I'm Mark Richardson. He's Jensen, my little French bulldog that comes most days with me, unless if the wife's got a day off, which is her birthday today as well, so happy birthday, babes. Yes, so if you are new to the channel, I work for Simon Richardson Contracting in the Scottish Borders. Not related, just got the same name. I operate this Cabelco 210 with a R6 rotor tilt on, and it's all forestry related work, putting in new roads, stuff like that, or farm work, farm tracks and pads and stuff like that. A bit of all sorts. So this morning I've been on this job many a time. I think I did a few months ago. I was in here fixing the road up. I'm back again to put in a culvert and to try and dry up there's a really soft bit on the road. It's not a forestry spec road, it's just an access track for pickups and quad bikes. So there's no stone, it's all quite sandy, gravelly kind of stuff. And this is actually the road that I put in during lockdown. So 5 years ago now is where I spent all of lockdown. So the track's 2.5 miles long. I think we're going about 1.5 miles in. So, but our wagon drivers bring me the pipes out because there's a couple other machines further up the site he's moving this morning. So he's going to drop off the pipes. So I'm just sat around waiting for him at the moment. So, and then we're just going to go up there, put the pipes in, fix up this bit of track. And that's it for today. Might get it all done today. If not, it'll be into a second day. But just a little job to start the video off. My son, we'll just wait for the wagon driver. Look at this, I've even went to Greg's for him. Got him a bacon roll. If he hasn't turned up yet, we might be eating it ourselves. So this is where we're going to be working at here, which is a bonny spot. Look at that, not a soul in sight. I've also got no phone signal. So what we're going to be doing, well, from just back there I've got all this road to regrade. It's just sad that you can see where there's water sitting in it, but I've got the culverts for here. Don't know whether you can really see it on the video, but there's a fair dip, so it drops down here and then climbs up quite steeply right around that corner. So my plan is dig this pipe out, put the other ones in to make it longer, and then I'm just going to fill this in. So I want to reroute the road right through that bank in there, fill this dip in, and it'll also stop because just up around this corner there is, I think it must be a spring in the middle of the road, because it is always wet. Yeah, there, it is always wet here. So I think by putting the road through there, fill that dip in, move the road further up into the banking, and sweep it around like that. That's my plan. That's the plan for today. So we'll start off by stripping all the vegetation and soil off, because if you look, it is nice gravelly stuff. This section between that dip over there and just behind the digger always was the wettest bit. I think it is because you can see the hills right around there. Well, as when you're over there, you can see this bit here. I think it must have slipped maybe 100 years ago or whatever, or it's washed down all of this hump here. So I think that's why it's just a little bit wetter stuff. Like it probably washed down hundreds if not thousands of years ago. But, aye. So that's the plan anyways. Right, well we'll get started. Well, something a bit different there for a couple of hours. I had the people out from Forestry Journal magazine. So the people who make this magazine here, they've just been out and took some videos and pictures and have done an interview. So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. He says he's got a bit of a backlog, so it might be September time So it's just beginning of June now, so it's September time. It should be on in their magazine and on their social media pages. So I have to keep an eye out for that. But no, it was good. Just got some videos and pictures of me putting this track in. So right, now they're off, we'll bash on. So it's Forestry Journal magazine, but I'll keep you in touch. I'll let you know anyways whenever it comes out. Cheers. There we go, that's this section done, so hopefully you can see it on the camera. We'll zoom in a little bit. So I've dug the ditch a lot deeper. Here's about 1.5 meters deep, and then you get to the top side of the wet bit and it just goes out to about 1 meter. So hopefully that will dry up the wet spot that was in the middle of the road by deepening the ditch. And I've also just made it a bit wider, so if the wet spot does come back, there's room enough for cars and stuff to get round. But that's that bit done for now. I'll just go down here, and I've got a bit of road. It's very windy out here. Got a bit of road to just regrade up there, and then that'll be done for the day. Right, son. Good boy. Oh, sleepy boy. That's sunshine. What a life you've got. Right, toss on. And you join me sat in the engine bay of the 210. I wasn't going to do any recording today because today is just a little bit of mountain summit really. Just got the digger moved over to the new site, and a couple of other little things to do. Now nothing the summits. Got the digger parked up, jumped in the car, and as I was turning the car around, I could see fire. The digger was on fire. Like, I haven't got any footage of it on fire because it was put the fire out, not grab camera. So managed to, all I had in the car was a bottle of water, which was for the dog. But underneath here, which is where the exhaust is and all the AdBlue carry on, there was, I'll lift it up and show you, there was a bird's nest. Well, I'm thinking it was a bird's nest or just some sticks, twigs, all on there, and that's where the flames were coming from. I've had to unbolt this so it doesn't stand up, so I'll prop it up on my head. So it's burnt through these cables, which I think is for the AdBlue, but I don't think it's burnt through that one. It might have done, which will be for a sensor for something. So I've managed to get it put out. Yeah, first time I've ever seen, well, first time that has ever happened to us, that a digger's caught fire while I've been using it. Like, it had only been, well, I'd started it in the yard, it did its warm up, so there's 10 minutes, put it onto the wagon, so maybe ran for like 25 minutes, half an hour say in the yard, come up to here, which it's been on the wagon for like another half an hour, 40 minutes, and then it was literally started 5 minutes off the wagon, tracked around into here, and that was it, and it's caught fire. So I wonder if when it was warming up in the yard, that must be where it's got its heat, and then whether it did have a little, I don't know to be honest. Aye, it shocked us a little bit, but so I got it all soaked off, and I've thrown all the rubbish away. My little TikTok shop, it's no promotion or anything, but my little TikTok shop air blower managed to get all the rubbish blown away. Yeah, I'm quite shocked about that. So I've phoned up Blair from Lloyd's, who comes and looks after this digger, services it. It's actually due its service, 4,000 hours I think it's due. So, but he's coming out now to fix that, and then he'll come next week to get it to service, because he says he hasn't got time today. Yeah, so he's coming out to fix that. Good job I'm not needing it. Good God. Aye. Morning. Back the day after the fire, or a couple of days after the fire. I was actually on the dozer yesterday. Didn't do any recording, just been doing a bit of topsoil. Nothing this summer. You've all seen it before. So back on the digger this morning, starting off this new site rather. So I just thought I'd show you where the fire was, because I put a little video up on Instagram and TikTok and that, and there was a few people mentioned, oh, you should have seen that on your pre-start checks. So this is where it was at. So this is the bonnet that opens. That one doesn't open. It's literally bolted down on each corner. So this is where you check the oil and coolant and all of this. This is where the fire was. Underneath there and behind that, you can actually not see where the nest was by looking in there. So, nearly fell over there. So it's just one of them things that you missed. I have noticed I saw the Doosan 210, and it's actually all got mesh over here, so it's got big gaps like this, and behind it it's got like a mesh, probably to stop birds and that going in, which isn't a bad idea. So yeah, I don't know how long the nest had been there. So it was parked up 3 days, this digger, 3 days, something like that. So yeah, long enough for the birds to get nested in there or whatever, I don't know. But anyways, it's all fixed. Oops, it's all fixed. Had the fitter come out, so thanks to Blair from Lloyd's, I gave him a ring after I got the fire out, and he come that afternoon. And so we'll check the oil, drop the bonnet, and then we'll get her fired up, and then we're working down there, and I'll show you what the job is. Right, so we're down by the river again. Another river job. So what we're doing, we are removing that gravel bank over there. There's another little one just amongst some trees, and then there's another one just around this corner here as well. But this is the big one. So we've got a license of SEPA, so it's all approved, it's all written in here what we can and can't do. But to make it simple, because it's a lot of jargon which is took my head getting wrapped around to what we're allowed to do. So basically, I'm not allowed to dig below the water. We're allowed to track through the water. We're allowed to drive the tractor through the water, but we're not allowed to dig. So I'm not walking over. So where the water is, on the edge of the gravel, I have to keep a metre buffer before I can start digging, and then that's where I can start digging to the level of that buffer. So I'll start down the bottom. I'll lift all of that up. All of these bushes are coming out as well. These bushes here are also coming out. Well, it's not even a bush, they're just some trees that have washed into the middle of the river, so we're allowed to move all of them. This is where it started washing out here, so I'm stripping off the soil. We're going to lift that stone, put the soil in the low spot, put the soil back over the top, and then it started digging in the banking here, and we're allowed to use all these tree stumps here to build this banking up, topsoil them over, stone them over, and then put a bit of a bundle on here as well to try and stop it from coming up onto here again. So yeah, that's as simple as it gets, really. Nice, straightforward. Aye. Well, that's that area stripped off. Dylan's here on the tractor and dump trailer. We'll cross over the water. Now, I've mentioned it before about that red light flashing. It's just due a service. It's getting done next week. So, nice and cool water on a hot day. Yeah, so I have to leave a meter before. I'm not allowed to touch. I'm alright tracking over, but I'm not allowed to dig. But it's alright because it's quite flat there, and then it banks up quite sharp there. So I'll be alright taking from there backwards. So that's the plan. Look at that for a scenic picture. It's a bonny picture, that. There, I think you'll be tipping it in front of where it's stripped off the soil. There you go, you can see a bit better from this side where it's started chewing out the banking along there. That's where we'll be putting them tree stumps. And there's a big tree there that's been washed down at some point as well. Ah, there's the client been and gone. He's happy enough with everything. We were just having a walk through the job because I don't know whether I've mentioned it. According to the paperwork, we are only allowed to take 50% of the stone, which is weird. Like, what's wrong with just taking all of it? It's stupidity, I think. But that's what the bit of paperwork says, so that's what we're going to have to try and stick to. So we're just talking about which 50% we're going to take. So the bottom of the heap we're going to take all of that bit, and then up the rest of it, just spin round. Up this bit, we are trying to get the water to go back into its natural channel, which is there. So we're going to take the 50% off there and leave this bit. That bush is going to come out, lift up the arm, and then take that bit as well. So where the digger's sitting at here, all this here is going to get left. So we take off behind me, take off up that side, and then that top bit. That's the plan. Right, we're back again. Getting loaded up again. It's warm out there, very warm. Well, we're just working away. I was loading the dump trailer and I seen a car pull up and somebody walking across the field, and I thought, oh dear, here we go, what's this? Somebody had phoned up the River Tweed Commission and put a complaint in that people were working in the river. So he had to come out and just inspect, showed him the paperwork from SEPA, Scottish Environment Protection Agency, and told him who we're doing the work for. Everything's alright then. So he said I just had to come out and check. So, aye. Some do-gooder driving past thinking, what are they doing in the river, and making a phone call. He's come from, well, that'll be 20 odd miles away, maybe 30 miles away actually, where he's just come from. So there we go, 60-mile round trip. 60-mile round trip just for a phone call of somebody complaining that we're in a river. But we've got permission to do it. Right, let's carry on. So just while I'm on this side of the river, after speaking to that fella, I just thought I'd put in some of these stumps alongside the water, and then we'll start putting some of the stone on top of it. So I'm just trying to wall them in. I've got few in already along here. So just kind of using them as you would rock armour type stuff. Trying to get them all walled in. And then that tree, the other side of the bucket, that's all going to come in behind them. I'll pull that over. There's quite a hole in there. We're having this grab on the back of the rotor tip comes in handy for jobs like this. Swapped over, letting Dylan have a bit go on the rotor tilt for the last hour of the day. So me and Jensen are going to jump on the tractor and dump trailer and go and get a load. You coming in the water? Go and have a drink before we get in. Oh, that's it, don't fall in. Nice and cool in here, isn't it? Bit of practice for Dylan. He's never, I think he's driven 20 tonners before. Now and then, not a lot. But it's the first, he's never used a tilt rotator before. So I know he's not really using it to its full extent. He would just load it, but a little bit of more practice for him. Everybody's got to learn somewhere, haven't they? Maybe jump out. We'll not jump out and record. He'll not like it, but it'll be fine. So he's just learning. So don't be too harsh on the comments. Everybody's to learn somewhere. Even just getting used to that bucket, it's very different to your normal digging bucket. It took me a little bit to get used to that Scandinavian shaped bucket. Wasp flying around my head. Get away! There we go, this is our 1 metre buffer that we're not allowed to touch. Keep away from the edge of the water. Nice day down by the river. Can't beat it, eh? Can't beat it. So that's what the raw stumps looks like from this side. Doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Isn't much as good as you can get, really. So it looks a little bit scruffier down that side just because that tree that I laid in had a load of branches still on it. So the branches on the other side of the trail can't hold it in the banking, but there still is some catching in the river. But it's alright. So it should help stop a road on that bit, and then we'll just stockpile the stone here, and then we'll put some others along the front of here to stop that bit washing out. It's nearly coffee time now. So something a little bit different for coffee time today as well. Well, I said we had something different for bait today. We're in the rotor tilt kitchen. Sausages and bacon, bit of brown sauce, down by the river. I was going to put it on top of that bucket, but it's a bit high, so we'll have it in here. Chilling out. What a spot for breakfast. That's all the stone tracked in, bun put in, tracked in. Still got all the topsoil spread yet, which I'll be putting over top of the bund as well. Hopefully with the amount of, I've tried to keep when I put it in, all the roots and trees and everything that we pulled out from over there, I've tried to put them in the bund. So hopefully they'll sprout up and it'll help grow in and help hold the banking together. That was my plan behind that. Hey, looks alright. Right, we'll just get the topsoil spread now. And there we are, job finished. Got it all topsoiled, got the bun topsoiled over, give it tracked in, and as I was giving it the back of the bucket just to finish it off, yeah, farmer turned up. You know, it doesn't have to be too perfect, give it a couple of months, it'll be getting ploughed. So, I'd like to try and leave it nice and tidy. Aye, job done. It still irritates me that we haven't been able to get rid of all the stone in the middle. We're having to leave 50% according to the regulations. But hey, there's nothing I can do about that. Bit of paper says that, so that's what I have to do. So, aye, end of the job and end of the video. I'll go and see a goodbye from Jensen, who's currently keeping cool in the digger because it is very hot. I've just knocked my tracks out, well, cleaned my tracks out. I am now sweating whilst he is in here. Keeping nice and cool, aren't you, son? Eh? A good boy. He's the best. Good lad. Oh well. So we'll end the video here from me and Jensen. Just lift my elbow. So thank you very much for watching, and thanks once again for the 10,000 subscribers. We'll roll on the next 10,000. Catch you again on the next one. Cheers.